Okay, so we're gonna hit our last option over here from this series, at least as far as arm attacks go. Maybe I'll do another one where we get into some triangles, but we're gonna just stay on the arm locks, okay? So I'm over here with Ivan again. Mount position. I start to cross this one. I make a sprawl like so. Again, I'm coming underneath this arm if I can. And let's go back to where we were, where I couldn't get underneath this head. Okay, so if that's the case, my elbow comes against like so, and now I come underneath this arm in this fashion still. And when I'm here, I give all my attention to this arm. All right, but the problem is, again, Ivan can still free that first arm that I had across my belly button. Yes, exactly. So now I'm left here, okay? Not a problem. What I need to focus on in this position is going to the Superman armbar, or the armbar like this, the straight armbar. And how we're gonna get there is by climbing myself up my partner's shoulders again. All right, so when I'm here, the first thing that I want to start to do is bring my forehead down to the mat, like so, and lean forwards. Now I'm looking for the timing to slip this knee over his shoulder like this and make a shin pin on his arm. So especially if his arm is open, that's going to be really easy to do, and I shin pin his arm. So now his arm is trapped. So now if Ivan goes to free that arm, it's hard. And from here, I'm going to continue shifting myself up towards his shoulders. So my head is going to drift over his head. My foot is going to slide up, and I drift myself over his head like this. That does two things. It extends the arm further away from the body, and also it puts me in a position where I am over his chest and not his hips. We'll talk about that in a second. But from this position, if Ivan goes to bridge, doesn't do anything. I'm on his chest, not his hips. He can't put me out of balance. And I keep my elbow over his head, so he can't shoulder walk. So if he tries to shoulder walk, he can't. If my elbow was out here, sometimes, exactly, he can shoulder walk. So I keep my elbow over his head. Now from this position, I'm going to move my head up and over so the arm is straight. And now I slide my elbow up on this side until I get the rigid part of my forearm underneath his elbow. And then once I do that, yes, I will release the head, but I'm right on the arm. So I'm right on this straight arm lock over here. You can see his thumb is up. As I start to apply pressure downwards and bring my other elbow upwards, we're going to get a strong tap on this arm bar. And again, if we look at the bridge with Ivan over here, when he bridges, can you bridge as high as you can? His hips are the highest point. That's what's going to put me out of balance. If I'm up by his shoulders, they didn't go anywhere. That's where I want to be in this move. That's why I can still keep my balance, okay? So, again, with Ivan over here, I cross that arm, sprawl position. Imagine his head stays on the mat over here. Elbow comes through, like so. I found the underhook. He still managed to free his arm over here. Okay, now from this position immediately, I'm looking to climb up his shoulder line. So look, sometimes I'm gonna be able to snake that in. Other times I might just have to kind of sneak my knee to his ear. This is fine as well. If I could choose one over the other, it would be this one though, the shin pin. And then now from this position, I'm gonna move my foot up towards his hip, and I move my head over, and I get my elbow over his head. Once I'm here, if Ivan tries to bridge, nothing doing. If he tries to shoulder walk, he can't. My ear goes against the arm, and that's what straightens the arm. And then now, yes, I am gonna release and go to the wrist, but first I make sure the arm is straight, and my bottom arm, in this case my left arm, is directly under the elbow, maybe a little bit above it. And now when I release, I'm on the arm right away, and I'm looking to extend, pushing down and pulling up with the bottom hand, making sure his thumb is up. We're gonna get that Superman armbar, that straight armbar.